Shalom, family. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you. From Yahuwah, our Father, and Yahusha, he is the Mashayah, the one that carries the burden of Yah, his voice, our high priest, soon coming king. Hear, O Yesharo, Yahuwah, who is our mighty one. He is one. There is no other mighty one, brothers and sisters, than Yahuwah. And Yahusha is his voice. This is Brother Dawood coming to you again to bring you a report. Hedash. I see it. There it is. In the western sky. It has become visible. The renewed moon was spotted and confirmed the evening of January 22nd, which makes our Pasah and Feast of Unleavened Bread February 5th in the evening, and our Shabbats for this upcoming month shall be on Monday. Praise, glory, wisdom, thanks be to he who is seated upon the throne and unto the Lamb. I have a special lesson for you today, because the Father stretched forth his hand to us in 2018 and 2019 and showed us the path of years. Look at the calendars. I have all three here for you. The first one is Gregorian. It's a solar calendar. They call it months, but it's really called periods, because month is derived from the word moon. So it has 12 months, 12 periods. Is there 13? No. The heavenly bodies in the sky do not work that way. They only have 12 periods or 12 months. Look what it says on the bottom in number 1. The equinoxes occur March 21st and September 23rd. The solstices about June 22nd and December 22nd. This is a solar calendar. Look how many intercalary days they have. 7. Every time you see a 1 after the 30, like 31, that is considered an intercalary day. How many intercalary days are there according to Hanuk? Hanuk says there's 4, corresponding with the 4 seasons of the year: spring, summer, winter, and fall. Why do they have 7 intercalary days? So that they can keep their calendar cycling from month to month, week to week, year to year, without a restart. Okay. Let's go to the next one. The Jewish calendar. How many months do you see here? And it is months, because they say that they follow a lunar calendar. Is that true? If you said no, you're right. Because if you follow a lunar calendar, how do you jump off the lunar calendar to go to a solar calendar to find your Shabbats on their weeks? Are you starting to get this thing? All right. So they have 12 months. Let's go to the bottom. Look at number 2. In leap years, an additional 30-day month called Adar Risan, first Adar, precedes the month of Adar Shinai, second Adar, which replaces the normal Adar. Adar Shinai, which is also called V-Adar, retains the holidays and scriptural readings of a normal Adar. Do you see the double speech that they have here? A normal reader will not understand, but we do. Basically, what they're saying is that they add a 13th month to the calendar according to this metonic cycle. How many months in a year again? 12. How many periods in a year on the solar calendar? 12. How many window openings? 12. How many doors that are in heaven? 12. How many portals? 12. If you follow them, you will not be on Yahuwah's time. They are here to put a stumbling block in your way. Because when you look for the date for Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the first people that you're going to find on the internet are the Jews. Okay, let's go to the last calendar. Islamic calendar. How many months do they have? 12. They follow a lunar calendar, don't they? That's what they say. Hey, do they add a 13th month? Go down to the bottom. Go to number 4. Retrogresses through the seasons. What are they telling you? That the moon is going to pass through all of the seasons and going to come back to the place where the sun and the moon are in their restarting position in about 32 and a half or 33 years. They don't make an adjustment to the calendar. But look on the bottom. They add an extra day in their leap years. Why? I cannot tell you yet. I'll learn soon. Let's continue to read what it says on the bottom. The Islamic year is lunar, and each month begins at the approximate new moon. The year 1 AH began on Friday, July 16, blah, 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 AD 622. These are the ones we're going to focus on. The Islamic calendar. Why? Because the man of sin is there. The beast? Yeah. The one whom we have been waiting to be identified, and we have identified him. His name is Muhammad bin Salman. Shaul, the one that you know as Paul, said that the end will not come until the man of sin be revealed. Now it's been 3 years since he's been revealed to us. According to the count, we have 6 more months to go. Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High. Who's he? The man of sin? The lawless one? The 8th king? Esau? Revived? Muhammad bin Salman? Can I tell you something? Mohammed bin Salman, who is the seed and offspring of Esau, is our relative. He's our distant cousin. Esau is the brother of Jacob, isn't he? Which means that he's our relative. So listen to me. Esau is not the white man. That is a lie. Let's continue. He's going to speak great words against the Most High? What do you think he's going to say? Well, it's called the Shahada. It's their creed. They say there is no other mighty one but Allah. And Muhammad is his prophet. Blasphemy at the highest level. You always hear my rebuttal at the beginning of my videos. What do I say? There is no mighty one but Yahuwah. And Yahusha is his voice. Listen to me. Esau, their descendants, they hold our language, you know. They have the books. They know the name that is above all names. But they're angry at us because Yah did not choose them. He chose us. So they sought out another mighty one. They are serving angels, which is forbidden. Let's continue. And shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Saints is an English word. The Hebrew term, Kadusha, singular, Kadushayam, plural. What does it mean he's going to wear them out? He's going to starve them. They're in Yemen right now. He's going to put them through great distress. They're experiencing a time of great trouble. Let's continue. And think to change times and laws. Did Mohammed bin Salman think to change times and laws? Look on the bottom. Islamic calendar. For example, Saudi Arabia adopted the Gregorian calendar time for the purpose of paying public sector staff effective 1st of October 2016. Hey, in 2023 in October will be 7 years from this date. Private sector employers have already adopted the Gregorian calendar for pay purposes. Did he change time? Okay. Go down to the bottom. Saudi Aramco's IPO. Saudi Aramco went public with an IPO in 2019. They're trading on the stock market now. Tell me something. Can you be on lunar time to trade on the stock market? The answer is no. They have to be on Gregorian time. the time of the Gentiles. Look how much money they raised. Raising a record $25.6 billion by selling 3 billion shares. Wow, that's a record, they said. Look at the date. One of the years that Yah stretched forth his hand to show us a perfect alignment was in 2019. Okay, let's count here. 2019 ends in 2020. That would be a complete year. Do you understand? If you said yes, I can continue. So it's 2020, 1 year. 2021, 2 years. 2022, 3 years. Now we've just come to 2023, and we're on the first day of this lunar month. Remember, they were on lunar time. Now let's go back up to the top to Daniel. And think to change times and laws. Did he change laws? Well, he's allowing women to drive. They have bars where they're selling alcohol. In Saudi Arabia, they're getting ready to start tourism through their country. And they is a pronoun. It describes a person, place, or thing. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. What shall be given into his hand? Is it the Kedusha Yam, the saints? Or is it times and laws? If you follow the chronology of events according to the text, it would be times and laws. Watch. And think to change times and laws, and they, times and laws, shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. How many of you know how to tell time? Remember, they're not going according to Gentilian time. They're following lunar time. You got me? Time, 1 year. And times, 2 years. 1 plus 2 is 3. And the dividing of time. Hey, everything is going to play out in time. Do you understand? The dividing of time would be a half of a year, a half of a lunar year. Nothing to do with the solar calendar. A half of the lunar year. That would be 3.5 years. Since 2019, that's 3 years. How much time is left? 6 months. If you deal with the one that's in the Islamic calendar, where they start paying their public staff effective October 2016, when did they start paying when did they adopt, this Gregorian calendar? Because they start paying in October 2016. When did they adopt it? We don't know. But if we go by this date, in October of 2023 would be 7 years. Do you see how close we are? There's no time for us to be playing. We have to be on point. The only way that I know all of these things is because Yah has shown me the path of years. It's just like learning the law, you know? How the law reveals sin and wickedness. You can see who a person is by how they carry out the law. It's the same thing as time. You can see who they are, what their doctrines are, who they're following, because we know the path of years. It's the thing that we forgot. He told us we would forget if we follow the Feast of the Gentiles after their era and after their ignorance. Why do we think that the scripture is wrong and the Gentiles are right, while everything is playing out right in front of your face? Now, I'm just giving you dates from 2019. Suppose it started before 2019. He could come at this Pasah and this feast of unleavened bread. Let me ask you a question. Would you be ready? This is why we're inviting all of you, whether you believe in what I'm saying or not, but if you took the time to check into it, you would find out that Brother David is on point down to the second of time, because my sky brothers showed me how it works. Who showed you? These brothers on the internet? The Jews? The Israelite brothers? The Gentiles? Even if you don't believe in what I'm saying, join with us on this feast. We don't want you to be eating leaven on a high holy day and then have your feast on an abominable day. Let's take a look at some sightings. Princess Maya, 642. She's in Florida. Look, she caught Hedash right before it hit the rooftop. Looks like it's going to hit the rooftop, right? But look, see there's a cloud there? If you're not out there constantly scanning the skies, it can dip behind that cloud and you won't see it again. Sister Tashikia Williams, 638. Look at her pic. Do you see the moon? It's down at the bottom, in the haze. See the trees? Right on top of them? In the middle? But look up top in the blue. There's that star. In this time of the year, the star points you towards the renewed moon. She's in Texas. Brother Dash, 615. Look, there's the star. There's the moon. It does not matter where you are in the world. This is what you will see, because the renewed moon comes out in the western sky as the sun dips below the horizon. Brother Dash always sends 2 pics. Let me see if I can emulate him. Brother Dawood, 625. I sent my 2 pics. Try to be like Brother Dash. In the first one, you can see the moon all the way down in the haze, in the middle of the screen, close to the trees, just like Sister Tashikia. And there's the star. Look in the other one. I went inside of my screen enclosure in the back, and I took another pic. There's the star up top, and the moon below in the haze. This heralds in the first month of the year. Infonet Studios, 6:30. They're in Antigua. This is our Antiguan brothers and sisters. We've been together for quite a few years. I remember when we were struggling with the people to get them off of Pope Gregory's calendar. It has aided us in our skills, in teaching and showing people that the only way is through the renewed moon. So we share a lot of different videos and things, and my brother sent me a video yesterday, and I was watching it, and I saw the guy teaching that you have to spot the renewed moon. And then you count your days, and that all of the Shabbats was on the 8th, the 15th, the 22nd, the 29th, just like we've been teaching for all of these years. And I was excited. But as I watched the video, I saw some things. I saw a few flaws that he has. And the reason that I'm going to bring these flaws out is because they're dangerous. And this is going to be a good teaching tool for all of us. Brother Kuya's calendar. Thank you, Brother Kuya. You've helped us to find Yah's days over the years. He has been consistent every single month. This calendar is easy to be understood if you understand what Brother Kuya is trying to achieve. What he's doing is that he is overlaying the lunar calendar that is in the sky that Yah created to tell time on top of Pope Gregory's calendar, the calendar of our captivity, so that we can find Yah's days in this matrix that was created for us. Look to the left. It's the first month. Abib. There's the Hebrew script. Ha. Abayab. The Ha means the. Abayab. First month. My brother from Infonet Studios sent me a video, and I saw some flaws in the video that the brother presented. The first one was that he told us, the screen told us, that they were in the 11th month. How did they get to the 11th month? They had adjustments. They made adjustments to the calendar. Listen to me. When you know the path of years, you can see where everyone made their error. And he's made 2 adjustments, and he's behind 58 days. Do you hear me? Now, he also said that on the 22nd, that there would be a dark moon. No illumination. But we were out there on the 22nd in the evening, weren't we? We spotted the renewed moon, didn't we? And we gave pictures. Proof, evidence that it came out on the 22nd. Now, he said because there wouldn't be any illumination, that it would most likely come out on the 23rd in the evening, which would make their Shabbats for this month on Tuesday and New Moon's Day on the 24th. Those are drastic errors in computation, you know, because this is a dangerous month. If you're one day off, you're going to be eating leaven on a high holy day. You see, this is why I gave the assignment to see where you're at with your computations. Only 5 people responded, and they did excellent. Those 5 people are on their way to learning the path of years. What about you? You see, you have to test, try, and prove everything and everyone. How do you do that if you don't have the knowledge? Our people perish for lack of knowledge, and because they refuse knowledge, he's going to refuse you and your children, and you won't be any priest to him. You have to learn this way. You have to know how to fish for yourself, not be a dependent on others. You have to find Yah's days on your own. Okay, let's get to work here. Identify the 22nd on this calendar. Next to it, you see 29. That means 29 days has passed from the prior month. What did Brother Kuya say in this box? It's the 4th Sabbath day and projected new moon. When he says projected, that means that we have to spot it to confirm it. You got me? We spotted the renewed moon on the 22nd in the evening as the sun dipped below the horizon. You saw the sightings, which makes New Moon's Day on the 23rd on Pope Gregory's calendar, and it's the first day on the lunar calendar. Now, from this first day, count 14 days, stay on the blue. You're going to come to the 14th, and in that box, you're going to have a number 5 in yellow, which represents Pope Gregory's day. Let's see what Brother Kuya put in this box. Full moon and Passover in the evening. Yahuwah's Passover is the 14th day in the evening. You were supposed to have all of the leaven cleaned out your house before the evening came. On this day, Yah removed the restrictions. What do you mean by he removed the restrictions, Brother Dawood? Well, because the 15th day, which starts on the 14th day in the evening, for us, every month, is our regular weekly Sabbath. But this is a high, holy Sabbath. Have you ever thought what that means by a high, holy day? It means that you have your regular weekly Sabbath, and on top of your regular weekly Sabbath, you have another Sabbath, a memorial for your deliverance from the bondage that was in Egypt. Okay, so he removed the regular restrictions and said no servile work can be done on this day. But you can bake, you can boil, you can kindle a fire. You can roast your meats. You can eat, drink, and be merry. And the reason he removed the restrictions where no work can be done, so that you can have a celebration. It's a party, brothers and sisters. So the 15th day is the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You cannot go to work from the 14th day in the evening until the 15th day in the evening comes. Do you understand? From this day, the 15th day, you have to count 7 days that you must eat unleavened bread. If you count 7 days, you're going to come to the 21st in the blue. It'll have 12 on Pope Gregory's calendar. Let's see what Brother Kuya put in the box. It's your third Sabbath day in the evening, and it's the 7th day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Same restrictions. No servile work can be done on the 7th day also. Can't go to work on that day. But at home, you can bake, you can boil, you can kindle a fire, you can roast your meats on the grill, and you have to store some up for the next day because you're going to go into your regular weekly Sabbath on the 22nd. Do you see it there? All of our Shabbats is 8, 15, 22, and 29 every single month. Do you understand? Now, on the 22nd, it's even in the Bible. On this day, your regular Shabbat, he said no work can be done. So you must store some up from the 21st day so that you can have food to eat on the 22nd day. Then in the evening of the 22nd, going into the first day of the week or the first working day, is when you are supposed to bring the sheaf of offering. Do you see what I have? I don't know if you call that a circle. It's probably more like a square. But what I have squared out is the sheaf of offering. Now let me speak to you. This is why the Jews add a 13th month. This is why everyone adds a 13th month. Maybe they don't really know why, but the Jews add a 13th month here so that they can look legitimate. You remember what they said in 2019, right? The barley harvest wasn't ripe, so we have to add a 13th month to the calendar, right? This is the day that they are supposed to bring the sheaf of their barley harvest. Note, if the barley harvest was not ripe, Yah did not pour out his precious rain, the dew and the heat, for them. Do you understand? This is fraudulent behavior. What they're trying to do is look legitimate. So they said we have to move to the next month. And that next month would be in April. What do they say? April showers bring May flowers, but not anymore. There's no April showers in April. Do you understand? Because Yah has withholden the rain. Brother David, how do they get their harvest over there then? They're using irrigation. Check it out for yourself. Yah is not opening up the windows of heaven for them. Guess who it's for? The blessings of the rain, the heat, and the dew in its appointed time. It's for you and I. When we return, we are dependents. We are under contract. We depend on the alternative to Meton to open up the windows of heaven and pour us out a blessing that there not be room enough to receive it. Do you understand? They are showing you right in front of your face that they are frauds. And all of the brothers, sisters, everyone on the internet that are adding additional months are following these people and they are committing a fraud. They are co-defendants. Do you think they will be judged the same way as the Jews will be judged in that day? Yes, they will. So now you should understand why they've made all of this hoopla over the barley harvest. Because they're not being blessed. But truly what they're doing is they're following Meton. The Metonic cycle. And they add this month, an extra month every 3 years, then 2 years, and so on and so forth, until they go through a 19-year cycle and they start all over again. Is that in the Bible? The answer is no. Is there a statute for you to move to the next month if the barley harvest is not ripe? The answer is absolutely not. We've asked for 5 years. No one's answered. Doesn't that tell you something? Hold it 1 second. Have you looked for a statute that says if the barley harvest is not ripe, you move to a 13th month? Or if the moon has moved away from the sun and it starts to drift back into the winter, that you add a 13th month to the calendar? Have you seen that statute? Have you seen even a scripture that tells you to do that? If you do not see a scripture that tells you to do that, and you do it anyway, you have transgressed the law. The Father says you cannot add to or take away from this book of the law. If you add a 13th month to the calendar, you will not be coming in the first month. You're going to be coming in the second month. Do you see? So because you added to this book of the law, he's going to take your name out of the book of life. All right, from this day, you're supposed to do a count. It tells you 7 Sabbaths must be complete. Then after the 7th Sabbath, you are to add 1 day. Do you jump off the lunar calendar and go to Pope Gregory's calendar to count your days? If you do, you violate it again. The moon is the sign of feast. You're trying to get to the Feast of Weeks. It's a feast day. It can only be found through the moon. So if you're counting on Pope Gregory's calendar, you're going to lead the people into an abominable day again. All right, so he says 7 Sabbaths must be complete. For this month, we will have 1 week left. You see the 29th there in blue, and it says 20 in yellow? That would be the last week that we have in the first month. Then next month, Brother Kuya's going to make a calendar, and we're going to count 4 more Shabbats. How many would that be? 5. Then we get to the 3rd month. We're going to count how many more Shabbats? If you said 2, you're right. Then we're going to add an additional day, and guess what day you're going to come right back to? The day after the Shabbat. Yeah. It's going to be the day after the 15th day. Yes. You're going to celebrate the Feast of Weeks. Now, how do we know all of this? Because we know the path of years. Do you? I have to make a statement here. I've cheated. I had help. The Sky Brothers that Yah sent to me taught me how to find the days. Told me not to make an adjustment on the path of years. And they showed me everything. I'm unlike others that are following Meton and the Jews, the Israelite brothers, people on the internet. No. I'm following the path that Yah created in the sky. The whole world can see it. You don't have to follow the Jews or the Israelite brothers, Meton, anyone. Don't you see how much of a delusion it is? If you're following the sky calendar, you can't add any months to it. It only have 12 months. Let me go through this again so that you can understand the significance of the number 12. 12 window openings. 12 doors. 12 portals corresponding to the 12 months of the year. There can be no more. There can be no less. If you follow the path of years, you're on time with Yah. If you follow the Jews, Israelite brothers, people on the internet that are making these adjustments, you will never find Yah's days. You will have your feast on an abominable day. You will be eating leaven on a high holy day. And when he returns, if he returns before you have repented and changed your ways, you're going to find your bed in the lake of fire. Enjoy your feast, brothers and sisters. Eat, drink, and be merry. Shalom.